Had some technical difficulties. Hey, Mark, what's up? Welcome back. Nice mask. What a gorgeous day. Hey, Ardeli, how you doing? Lucia, Nicole, Marina, Grace is watching. There you go. Good morning. A lot better now is right. All right, so what, 3 weeks ago now, the picture of that crazy high school in Georgia pushed the entire country over the edge, um, put the district's reopening task force into a situation where we had to take a look. We were receiving notices from the vendors. We had ordered our stuff early, the plexiglass for the classrooms, the dividers, the masks, the sanitation, the disinfecting stuff. But a lot of the providers over the last 2 weeks have given us notice that some of the materials we ordered would be arriving this week. Some had to be pushed back to next week because of the crisis in the southern states. A lot of this disinfecting stuff was reallocated to Georgia, Florida, Atlanta, Texas. So we were pushed back. So we were right in hitting the pause button, not because our plan was faulty, but you know, situations and accommodations outside of our control were beginning to affect our reopening plans. So we did the smart thing, but once again, and I'm getting calls every day. I'm one of those people that I wanted to go back. What do I need to do if I want to teach remotely from my classroom? Do I still have that option? Well, the option for remote instruction is for instructional staff, and those who chose that's the best decision for them because of their health is number one, and number two, child care. The district is going to respect that. The district is also going to respect that there may be some teachers, their mother's driving them crazy. For their own mental health, they need to get out of the house. They feel safe with their school's accommodation. And they're going to be going in and doing remote instruction from their classroom. Once again, the option is on the instructor, not the administrator. I'm concerned about kindergarten. Okay. I understand there's concern, but what specific concern do you have? Um, yeah, I hate Optimum too. Even under the best of circumstances, when we came back, we were only coming back to 10 kids in a class in a school with, let's say, 30 homerooms. 30 times 10, that was going to be 300 kids plus 30 instructors. In a school with three different entrances, you'd have 100 kids coming in through the parking lot, 100 kids coming in through the back door, and 100 kids coming in from the first floor, each going to their own separate floors. So, our plan was solid, like I said, but factors outside of our control. The fear level skyrocketed after that. The last 2 weeks, the national debate about reopening, and we're seeing what happens in those districts where they didn't have a plan, or their plan wasn't really well thought out. Like, we're going to leave it up to the students to decide whether or not they want masks. In New Jersey, that's not even a question. You can't even leave your house, technically, especially in the city of Newark. So it's not only a statewide national order, it's a citywide ordinance. You can't leave your house without a mask. So we had a lot more things under control. Are we doing full-time schedule or half schedule preps? The schedule's already been discussed and should be out there with your administrator. Can the board deny a 504? Yeah. There's certain situations under which they can deny a 504. They have to try their best to accommodate, but they're not required to move heaven and earth to acquire, to approve a 504. For instance, you can't ask for as an accommodation that you get an elevator in a building that doesn't have one because you broke your leg and you're on crutches. The building doesn't have an elevator. They're not required to spend $10 million to retrofit that building to accommodate you. K-2 cannot sit still that long. Well, they're doing it in European countries, so we're going to figure out how we can get 10-year-olds to sit down for 30 minutes a clip to complete an exercise. We never heard what the plan for specialty teachers is to minimize our exposure to a large amount of students as opposed to homeroom teacher with 10 students. Well, we're working on that plan. That's why it's not going to happen. Maybe it's probably not going to happen the first week. You may be visiting 10. You may be visiting 10 online, 10 virtual. My special needs students in the spring really struggled with virtual learning. Hope for a better start this year. Question for attendance. We take attendance in the first class. What if kids don't log on to the other subjects? Well, then they're absent. You take attendance, the kid's not there, he's absent. Find out, work with the parent, find out what the deal is. There's going to have to be accommodations, a lot of different types of scenarios. But at the end of the day, if the kid received his instruction, there may be situations at home. If you didn't do his lesson at 10 o'clock and it's in by 12, then you cut the kid a break. You're going to determine that between you and the parent. Special needs students, or as the superintendent likes to call them, different needs. They're going to be receiving a different type of instruction. That's going to be worked out between the teacher, the parent, and the child study team to how best accommodate that particular IEP. Do we need a COVID test just to? Yeah, you need a COVID test to get anywhere near any of these buildings. Absolutely. I don't want you coming into my building if you haven't been tested and you have a negative outcome. And I know that, you can take the test and then the next day, you go to a party and everyone's going crazy and you come back on Monday. And unbeknownst to you, you've now contracted the virus. That's true of like a half dozen other viruses as well. Stay in your lane, keep on your mask, don't come near me, and we should be doing okay. I thought most of the classes were supposed to be synchronous. They can be, and most of them will be. It depends. Once again, what's your school situation like? What's your connectivity issue like? There's a lot of things that are going to be worked out, especially the first 2 weeks. That's right. That's why wisdom is needed. Absolutely. But we've narrowed down most of the wisdom for those people that do want to continue to go in. We have people that are going into our buildings now and helping set up, whatever. Helping set up classrooms or helping with whatever. One is for their mental health. They want to get out of the house. They need to do something. As long as they're wearing a mask and they're practicing social distancing, God bless them. Don't take the test today, but do. Don't take the test today and then do belly shots at the Kiki bar. That's right. That's right. Unless you know the person. When do we find out our salary for the current school year? We know our salary for the current school year. It's on the NTU website under contract and salary guides. You go to the NPS NPS. Forget about NPS. Go to the Newark Teachers Union website. On the right-hand side of the screen, there's a whole bunch of scroll pop-down windows. One of them says contracts and salaries. Actually, I think that Stephanie, if you let Mike Malero, give him some basic information, he'll let you know what you're making. The pay contract has not been updated. Yes, it has. We have a 5-year contract. We're in the 3rd year of the 5-year contract. So we've known what you're going to make. My kids are excited for the new school year. Newark strong. Yay! You know, Newark is yellow in their spectrum, and yellow is good, and we're in the low yellow, which is really good, but we're just a couple of percentage points away from being in the green. That's super good. So if by the end of October, we're green, and we've been green for a while, we'll see what the second semester looks like, but it might be pretty okay. Can we do like Lakewood and get an incentive for night classes? Don't even talk to me about the craziness in Lakewood. Okay, nothing
Ring,
good.
ring, 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 ring.
Nothing good has come from the Lakewood School District. Never has, never will. Do you know why some people were not paid for their personal days buybacks? Send your email to Mike Malero. We had that issue for a handful of people over the last couple of updates, and you know we're looking. There's Mike Malero's email right there. Find out what your particular issue was. All right. Oh yeah, the employee self-service. Do you know when NTU's Learning Resource Center will be opening? It won't. We put that out on last week's update. There's no space. There's no space for us to practice CDC guidelines. So we can't do it. We wish we had the space. And, you know, we tried different, combinations of ideas and stuff. It's just not going to work out. So sorry, but it wasn't Friday's weekly update that we would not be opening the resource center. Not that we didn't try. Where tax is supposed to be taken out of buybacks. Any income is taxed. It's just the way it is. Okay. We're going to be putting up Friday. We have another update coming up We got a lot of. We're probably going to have some things that we're going to be reporting out. Well, today we're going to be posting how to Google Classroom in English, Spanish, Portuguese, and French, so that the parents know how to check on their own kids' homework, so that the parents know how to check on their kids' assignments, whether they're logging in. Okay, so that when mommy comes home and she asks Sally, have you done your homework today? Mommy don't have to trust Sally, because we know that Sally sometimes she ain't right. Mommy can check it on her own, and she can either reward Sally, or she can a little pop upside the head and say, you've been on that PlayStation all day. So technically, we do not need a COVID test until we have to go into the building. That's correct. But, COVID tests are everywhere. They're everywhere now. And for the most part, in Newark, they're free. Why wouldn't you want to get tested? Why wouldn't you want to know if maybe you're one of those people that has antibodies? And if you're one of those people that have antibodies, the Red Cross might want a sample of that blood so that we could use it for those people that don't have the antibody. Go get tested, man. Come on, you're leaving the house for less important things. Can you respond on the FFCRA? I was told it is different for NPS. Well, yeah, there's first of all, the NPS is a public employer. It's not a private employer. So when you read that CARES Act, always make sure that you're reading under the right section. That refers to public employers, not small business owners or mid-sized companies with 500 or more employees. So yeah, the Families First CARES Act can be different for different employers. Kimberly Jones, send us an email with what it is exactly that they're saying, and this way we can find the person that's misinforming you, and deal with it through the Health Services Department or through the Labor Relations Department. And if I'm understanding it correctly, it's the Families First. You can appeal to the EEOC, but like I said, send us your denial first in writing so we can see what it is that that we're responding to. How will the district be viewing our uploaded results on ESS to know when we can go into the building as needed? They sent all the employees, and if you go to their website, they said to employee self-service, you upload the copy of your negative letter. They put that in their data. Your school gets a copy every morning. Your school gets a refreshed copy of who has submitted their negative result letter to the district. I was tested in July, but that's not valid, so I don't plan to go in the building until November. Why get tested today? Okay. I mean, if you were tested in July and you were negative, and you've been living CDC since then, don't. Oh, so besides the guidebooks for the parents in English, Spanish, French, and Portuguese, we're going to be attending a couple of evaluation meetings this week. We got evaluation meetings with the district today. I want to say tomorrow or Monday, we have evaluation meetings with the Department of Education, Office of Evaluation. So in some cases the same, in other cases different. going to be looking at. I know that they're not going to be cutting us the same breaks that they cut us in the spring. And by the way, we did a great job. I don't care what anybody says about Newark teachers. We did the best job in any district in this state. And we were the best prepared. From one day to the next, we were off and running, whether you were doing the packets or whether you were downloading your own stuff and making the contacts with the parents and the kids. We did a phenomenal job. I don't understand what some of these other districts. You're a district that's got maybe one school or maybe a school and a half, and you couldn't get it together. You know, I'm sorry. I have no patience. I have no patience. It's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. And yet every one of these 600 school districts in this state has a six-figure superintendent. Okay? How can a six-figure superintendent, how can you be the superintendent in one of these hillbilly little districts in New Jersey? Okay? Where you don't have 800 kids in the entire district, and you're making more than a principal in a Newark public school that has almost 2,000 kids. Some of these districts don't have 2,000 residents. And yet their superintendent is crying the blues how they don't have time to get it together. Well, maybe a little less golf and a little less work. When should a 504 applications be submitted by? When you've completed the application and your doctor has filled out their section, you can fill it out anytime. There's no deadline for a 504 accommodation. Regarding tests, they send you an email to say if you are cleared to enter buildings, then you submit it. That's right. Yeah, we have a basic idea of what the observations are going to look like, or we're going to report out soon. In the meantime, don't stress the observation. Chill. It's, you know, it's August 26th. Relax. You only have a couple of days left to relax. I know, so proud of NPS. You can be proud of the NPS, but trust me, the NPS without the NTU, girlfriend, they're okay. As administration goes, we can work with them. Trust me, a million times better than Cammie or Chris Surf. But still, the thanks goes to the NTU for putting it together. Who sent you? Nobody sent you as many emails with videos, instruction, workshops. Who's been workshopping you on enhanced distance teaching for September? Who thought about that and said, you know what? If we're going to stay home, we need to up our skills. Wasn't the NPS that did that, or was the NTU that did that? It was us that did that. That's NTU teachers in that classroom providing that enhanced instruction. Are we using curriculum items, or are they working on specific items to be taught? Are we going to have a VIP? Will we be able to work around certain things and review? Yeah, we're going to have to come up with a lot of workarounds. And you guys got the convocation next week. And, you know, your principals are already in these buildings working on schedules. Communicate with them. If your principal hasn't already communicated with you, it'd be long webinars. The next day is a follow-up to make sure that you understood, yes, the superintendent, and all day on Tuesday by your assistant superintendent. So really, I'm in the school 5 days of this week. Well, 3 of them I've spent on a webinar, and I haven't been able to do jack in my building. Admins are encouraging the voluntary PD this week. 1 is voluntary, 2 it's PD. It's professional development. If you can't watch it during the day, watch it in the evening. Watch it in the afternoon. Watch it at the beach. We're teachers. Learning is never a bad thing. And if it's something that's going to help us in September, why not? I still am unable to find the transmission, infection, and positivity rates for Newark. Do you know what they are or who does? I do not know what they are. I know that the city health. Everywhere I go in this city, everyone's masked up, including the homeless. I mean, of course, our transmission, infection, positivity rate is going to be higher than, let's say, Roseland. We have 300,000 people in here, maybe 375,000 during the workday. But the Newark has not stopped any of the phased reopening. None of the locations, none of the businesses that have reopened. I haven't heard anything like that. With Newark specifically, there's more craziness going on down the shore than there is in Newark. All right. We're going to wrap it up in about 4 minutes. So I'm thinking that we did a pretty good job considering, the techno problems that we had at the beginning. This would be a great time to reset in terms of FMLA to earn 1,250 hours again. 1,250 hours are accumulating whether you're working from home or whether you're working from the location. Work is work. There's no differentiation when it comes to FMLA, counting the 1,250 hours. You're welcome. Thanks for the productive meeting. You're welcome. Will Sylvia continue throughout the year with PD online? Yeah, she's in the schools. If she identifies a need, or our building reps or our executive board members identify a need for PD, we'll definitely look at it, produce it, and provide it. The 4th is a day off. There's no specific holiday attached to it. It's just the Friday before Labor Day, no work. You work the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd. Friday's the 4th, no work. Okay, people. Peace out. We love all of you. Stay safe. Okay? Stay safe. We're almost there. Ciao. Open our emails.